Hey y'all, Instinct Survivalist coming again with another product review. This time the Two Ravens Trading Company multi-use fix and wax and emergency fire tinder. All right, so let's break down what this is and what it can help you do and why you would even want something like this. So number one, it's in a nice sealable container, screw top lid. So hear that? Yeah, so you can use it for char and cloth if you want to go that route. The other side of this is, let's actually break down what's inside. So what's inside, if we look at it from what it looks like on the top, and now we're going to look at it from what it looks like from the top and the bottom. Now I'm going to zoom in when we start getting into this, but what this is you've got fix and wax with jute twine up through the center so that you can use it as a candle as well. But the entire bottom is wax coated jute twine. You're looking at about 6 feet of it. Now in that, why would you use that? So again, emergency tinder, right? Emergency. So emergency tinder in that. The other is that if you needed it for candle, or if you know some of the uses for fix and wax. So if I need to coat my knife to prevent it from rust, there you go. If I need to go in and coat my zippers so that they continue to zip, there you go. When you start looking at making other things, maybe I need to reinforce some cordage, maybe I need to multi-use fix and wax, right? Not fixing, fixing wax, right? It's to fix it. You can use it for trap line, things of that nature as well. So what I want to do is I want to break one of these down, show you what's inside of it, light one up so that you can see and understand what exactly we have in front of us. The first part is I'm going to take the candle and we're going to light that initially, and then what we'll do is we'll break down the rest of it. So I'm going to reposition the camera and we'll do that. Okay, so as we look at this, what we deal with is, again, fix and wax itself, coating a knife or coating your tools. So maybe I want to coat or put a thin layer of fix and wax on my knife and or axe and or fill in the blank, right? Is to protect it from rust or the elements, if you will. The other side of it, again, with that being a candle, all I have to do is tuft it up a little bit and then simply flick my bic and we start getting to a candle. Now the thing is I didn't tough it up enough apparently, so let's do that. That should do us. There we go. So we got that going, and that will last quite a while. I sat here and watched one burn. Mike Newsom actually came over, dropped these off and said, hey, would you look at them, tell me what you think. I'm pleased, just as the short of it is, but you can see candle if I need to light a fire or if I just need a candle. So there's that. To put it out, yeah, I can either do it with my fingers or boom, I'm done. All right, so you can put it out. So let's actually take and destroy this one. Mike, thank you for giving me 2 to play with. All right, we're going to take and actually just pull this one apart. So let me make sure we're seeing this. There we go. And I'm actually just pulling the jute twine out of it. And you can see it's just coiled up in there. For those of you that are not liking things on your fingers, you know, ooh, icky, sticky, yuck, yuck, this ain't for you. And still coiling. So he actually coiled all this by hand, and again, that runs up into there as well. So I can pull it apart. I've just taken out the wick. There you go. We'll take and remove that. Otherwise we could have a big mess. And then I can take and tuft it up a little bit if I want to. That's probably going to be your best recommendation. Keep in mind it's jute twine. What do you do with jute? You have to prepare it. So I'll take and pull that apart. Now this is impregnated with wax, not just with the fix and wax itself. So just as a by the way, and got some pieces and parts here. And I want to find that other end. That's the end I want. Now some of you may want to, oh, wait a minute, you've got all this wax everywhere, now what? Well, hello, you're looking at emergency fire, right? Sorry for all the sniffles. So there's that. I just want a little bit to be tufted up because I'll basically want to light it again and then let it go. We're going to try this two ways, okay? So number one way, we've got it, we set it down in there. I've got my little tuft right there. And we're going to do it that way. So there's one way to do this. I want to try it one way, and then if need be, I'll process it more. So I want to try it this way simply because I want to see how much processing I have to do for this. And you think about motor skills, right? I'm freezing. Pulling that apart is not something that's in my brain at that moment. So let's get this set. Yeah, not a whole lot of processing needed for that. So that makes me very, very, very happy in fire climb. So I could do it this way and put it back. I should have, compressed it a little bit more or what have you. But real easy to go in and do, and we'll, hello. There we go. I'm starting to get a little annoyed myself there. I got wax all over my fingers, so that's there's real world for you, right? So let's go in and we'll process a little bit more, because that's what I get for messing with it instead of letting it burn. You don't have to do a whole lot of processing, as we saw. Just need to get enough to get and catch and start. All right, guys, so we processed about a quarter of it down. You see some of those small fibers. Keeping in mind, jute twine comes in 3 strands anyway, and then strands of that. Not necessarily do you want to use the entire thing. Again, I'm doing it just to test some things out. But you can see I've got enough tuft in there. We should be fine this time, right? I'm gonna get a little bit of stuff going with there. This would probably work real well with a lighter, by the way, which I do have one, as you can see. But holy monkeys, there you go, right? Now at that point, you should be able to fix whatever you need to, start adding pieces, start moving pieces, start doing what you need to do to get yourself an assured fire. Now that part for me was cool, because now I know, hey, guess what? That little tin is going to help me out. Put some cotton in there, go ahead and seal it up, and then start with char cloth for my next fire. So just by the way. All right, so again, Two Ravens Trading Company multi-use fix and wax and emergency tinder. What do I like about it? I like the fact that not a whole lot of processing to do. I did have to process a little bit, not a big deal. Of course, with any tinder, you're gonna have to anyway, unless you're doing like an Insta Start or something like that, Insta Fire or what have you. I like the fact that it's multi-use. So the fact that I've got a candle inside of it, the fix and wax at the bottom or throughout, and then the jute twine in it as well. And that jute twine isn't just jute twine. It's that goes up like a puff, but it's still smoldering, by the way. What else do I like about it? The fact that it's a tin, so I can go in and do char if I want to. If I want to do char cloth or char something else, that's fine. Also, I can just use it as a container. What do I not like about it? I think the only thing I don't like about it, to be honest with you, is exactly what I've already said. I do have to process. Okay, well, if I use my lighter, I probably wouldn't have to process it as much. I didn't try it that way, and the reason being is because I didn't want to. I want to be able to have my assured backup, if you will. I know if I can light it with a ferro rod, I can light it with a lighter, so there's that, which may mean that I might not have to worry about processing. I don't know, because I didn't test it that way. However, the thing about this is that if it gets wet, it's wax coated, so I don't have to worry about my fire tinder, right? So emergency tinder. I can also continue to use it multiple purpose for the fix and wax and continue to use it after that. The other side of that is if I needed to, let's go with, I need to go in and coat some other pieces of cordage, or maybe I needed something else as a fire tinder, I can use that wax to increase that flame insurability, if you will. So extending the fire, or extending my tinder, if you will, to do it that way. So I think Mike's done a great job over there. Again, I'll put the link down below to his Facebook page or Facebook group page. And then outside of that, I'll try to get you some more information as it comes. This is brand new, hasn't quite hit the market yet. But I'm a fan. I can tell you, I've done testing with Mike and his son Ethan, and then sorry, I've done it with Mike and his son Evan, and then the other side of it is I've done it on my own as well. So there's that. I got a lot of thoughts going in my brain about, what can I use it for? How can I use it? And keeping in mind, I'll just go ahead and start sharing them with you instead of me just sitting here with blank stares in my face, or blankness in my eyes, if you will. Putting one in every pack. Yes. Why? Because of the uses of it. Again, multiple use, fix and wax, an emergency tinder. The fact that it's a candle, I love that. Gosh, that part right there, he showed it to me, and I'm like, yes, do it, not a problem. Is it going to be labeled as that? No. Will it be sold as that? Yes. The fact that he's taken time to actually really create something that is beneficial to us, both as an emergency resource and something you should just add to your kit, just like you would your ferro rod, just as you do your Bic lighter. So for me, there's pieces in there, and then there's parts behind the scenes where he's, his thought process. He'll send me a text and, hey Bill, what about? Hey Bill, what about? And he's not just checking with me, so it's not just me, guys. Just keep that in mind. But he's talked to Survival Sherpa. He's talked to other folks out there as well. So for those of you that know those guys, there you go. It's not just me, but it is a community thing, and that for me is another added benefit of Two Ravens, is they've actually gone in and said, hey, what does the community want? What does the community need? And let's get some input from the community in order to make sure that we're doing this correctly. So hey guys, that's it. Pretty easy peasy, plain and simple. Can't wait to use it next time. Hopefully I don't have to use it in an emergency situation, but I've already applied it to the knife while the camera was off. I had used it for, anyway, I just went in and applied it to the knife, so it works out great as well. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of a coat on the leather, so there's that. So there's another use, just by the way. Anyway, hey guys, thanks for all you do. Thanks for your likes, comments, subscribes, and shares. Don't forget to share this out. Don't forget to check out instinctsurvivalist.com and check the comments down below, or the description down below, where I'll put the link to Two Ravens. So until then, use your instincts to survive. Thanks for watching.